I can't describe it. Just pure evil. I couldn't run away. I couldn't get up. I couldn't get away from it. You can't write. You can't talk.
It's weird because after we opened up this creepy DYBBUK box, I got in a car accident. I got in almost had a plane wreck. My house got broken into, all that type of stuff.
Hey, campers! Hey, campers, welcome back to... Sorry, I'm dancing. Welcome back to Camp Insomnia. I am your head camp counselor, Zachary.
And I am your head camp counselor, Devon. It's been a minute. Hello.
Yes. Hi, campers. Welcome back to the campfire. Yes, it has been a fat minute. I want to say the last episode we put out for you guys around the campfire was May 14th. It is June 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like about a month.
We've done worse.
Yeah, that's true. We've done worse. We've been MIA for a while. But there's good reason, and we're gonna go into that a little bit. Not too much because personal life. But we also wanted to say to anybody that's new here, welcome back. And if this is like the next episode you listen to, no time has passed for you, and you are lucky.
Must be nice. It's nice. finding a new show that you liked, and then you're like, fuck, I gotta fucking catch up on the show, and you're like, wait, the show finished. I can binge everything. Yeah. So welcome, campers. Welcome to Camp Insomnia, and we are a paranormal true crime podcast here to just freak you out. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna get freaky.
It's gonna get freaky. Magical. Wow. No. Get away from me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I guess I'll dive into a little bit about why we've been gone, and then you can dive in a little about why also we've been gone.
Okay.
So I guess for me, I started a new job. It's just been a lot. Starting a digital domain as a feature animator. Just a lot has been put on my plate in terms of just the amount of work that I've been having to do and create, and it has taken a lot of my time. And now that I've gotten my bearings, I'm able to time manage better. And so that's kind of why part of the reason why we haven't been here for you guys around the campfire. That's my spiel.
Yeah. No, for me, there's a lot going on in my life, but I mean, also work, because I started. Oh, beep boop, hello.
Beep boop. R2D2? Are you in the room? Right? I am wearing a Star Wars shirt. He knew.
He fucking knew. No, with work, especially, same thing. I just getting into my new position as an assistant manager and just bumping up to full-time hours again. It's been, no, I wouldn't say rough, but just getting used to having full-time hours and just getting used to that game again and being tired, and just trying to be a little healthier too, working out and getting back into tennis and just making sure I'm taking care of myself, kind of thing. It's been a lot, but it's all good. We're working it out. We're trying to adjust so we can keep on going, keep on entertaining y'all.
Keep on entertaining, that's for sure, because we love you guys. We love this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there's just been a lot going on in me and Devon's personal life, and we're glad to be here for you guys and make a little comeback, and also do some fun bonus stuff for you guys over on our YouTube. That's going to be a lot of fun. That'll come later. But for now, you have this episode, and I have researched 3 stories. So you're going to have episodes to come. It's not going to be one and then we're going to disappear for another month.
Yeah. No, we have some content ready for y'all. It's all good. We'll be there. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good. We're here. And today, Devon had the choice of picking between the 3 that we are going to be talking about. Devon had the choice of the DYBBUK box, Peggy the doll, and the Zozo Demon House. And this is all part of our Cursed Object series. And
Yes.
Devon has decided to choose...
The DYBBUK box.
Well,
Well, it's like, what's the... Do I want to pick the... What? How do I even explain it? Like, all three of them are pretty gnarly, so what's the easiest, or not the easiest, I don't know. They're all bad.
Yeah, they're
I
all
just
really
can't.
bad. Yeah.
I like the lesser of the evils for right now, a happy medium, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
all of them making me nervous. All of them.
Oh yeah,
making
no,
me nervous.
they're really scary. Especially the last one on that list, is Zozo Demon House. Because I was telling you campers, is a little sneak peek of that episode, but I have a lot of audio clips from that for that case, the Zozo Demon House, like EVPs and stuff, and it's very terrifying. So
It is. It is.
I can't wait. But today we're not talking about that. We're going to be talking about the DYBBUK box. And
Yes.
before, ew, what is that in my mouth?
Cute.
That's a whole ass long ass piece of hair. Yes, R2D2.
Something to say.
Poop. So that's some hair. I don't know what the fuck I got in my mouth. All right. Before we can gather you guys around the campfire, we need to. I haven't done this in a while. Wait,
give your
what do we
warning?
do yet? Wait, what?
Warning?
A warning. Oh, yes, a warning for this episode in the DYBBUK box. Jesus Christ, sorry, we haven't done this in a fat minute, and nor do we rehearse.
I got you, boo. I know. Everything we do is just completely unscripted, which is great. You know, we just kind of flow.
Exactly, we just kind of flow. So, a warning, the DYBBUK box. Some people believe in it, some people don't. And if you don't believe in it, I would just still, like, be respectful of it.
Yeah.
Just in case it comes to bite you in the ass, and then you get, like, really spooked, and then you'd be like, ah, shit, I should have been nice. So, also, you can visit this thing, and if you visit this thing, also be very respectful, because the things that could happen to you while interacting with this box is, like, possible death. So, don't want that. Yeah.
Just keep an open mind.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep an open mind. I know we are true crime and paranormal. Some people lean more to the true crime. Some people lean to more paranormal. We like to lean towards both, and you can either believe in it, not believe in it. But let's just all be respectful in case a demon wants to crawl and eat your ass. So
Let's not have that.
Let's just avoid that. Let's just avoid that entirely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, wow, I haven't done this in a while. Without further ado, let's you know what? Let's put on our camp t-shirts. Apparently we're all naked. Let's put on our camp t-shirts, our shorts, our little 80s shorts. We're gonna put on our little white tennies and like 80s knee-high socks, and we're gonna grab a chair, and we're gonna just walking down. And we're gonna what? We're gonna put the chair down. And then after sitting down in the chair, that's when we will take a blanket out of our backpacks that we So I just got to the point. Let's gather around the campfire.
Lord baby Jesus, we made it.
We made it. I had
We
to keep
made
you on
it.
the edge of your seat. Like, when the fuck is he gonna say this?
So yes, go ahead, grab your blankies that you just took out of your backpack. And get cozy, snuggle up. Let's see, tip for camp. I haven't fucking done this in a while either. Tip for camp. If your grandma gives you this really old box and she's like, here, sweetie, here's a jewelry box for you to take with you to camp. You will make sure you keep it safe. It's really old. And you're like, okay, grandma, but like, where did this come from? She's like, I don't know. I got it at a yard sale. And you're like, ooh, grandma, I don't know about this. Yeah. Keep it at home. Tell grandma no. It's okay. Let's just keep it at home. We don't want to bring any, just in case cursed spooky boxes to our camp. We want to make sure we keep everyone safe. Just go buy your own. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't want to exercise no one here.
Yeah, just go to a craft store and just make your own box.
Yeah, Michael's,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, go to
all good
Michael's. Yeah.
stuff.
You know, Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, Camper. So today, like I said, and like Devin said, we're going to be talking about the DYBBUK box. So some sources I just want to just put beforehand before we crack into this case. So some of my sources are from an article by Input Magazine talking about the DYBBUK box. And also from Ghost Adventures Deadly Possession Season 1 Episode 1. And then Ghost Adventures Quarantine, because they do an episode with Post Malone and the DYBBUK box. All right.
Oh, my favorite season of Ghost Adventures. I love those episodes.
Oh, yeah. The quarantine ones are so much fun.
Oh, so great.
Oh, yeah. So, you guys, what is a DYBBUK box? For people in our audience, campers who are around this campfire and like, Zach, what the hell is a DYBBUK box? I've never heard that before. It doesn't sound familiar. Well, the DYBBUK box is known as one of the most haunted objects in the world. Let that sink in. And it is also the what? The deadliest. Wow.
Yeah, you're like,
Yikes.
what could literally be worse than Robert or Harold? Well, this box.
This box. Yeah, literally. So the box is said to contain multiple evil spirits, known as a DYBBUK, and simply touching the box can cause serious harm or really bad luck. All right.
Isn't the DYBBUK like also a universal term for like a demon or something like that?
Yeah, I was just about to get into that.
Oh, I'm
You jumped the gun.
I'm
No, it's okay.
excited.
So a DYBBUK, everybody, is in the Jewish faith is a spirit that has unfinished business, so it cannot leave. So it attaches, it cleaves, it possesses a person to finish whatever it didn't finish.
There we go.
The DYBBUK will live through you to finish its life.
Literal fucking life sucker.
Yeah, literally. So Kevin Mannis is the original owner of the DYBBUK box, and then the newish owner is Jason Haxton, and then now the current owner is Zach Bagans. Jason Haxton, who was the previous owner before Zach, he's quoted saying, "I feel that this object is so dangerous, I've kept it buried and away from people for 5 full years."
Yikes.
Yikes. So that goes without saying, everybody. It's very scary.
Yeah.
Very cursed. So here's a brief history on the box. So the story goes is that the original owner, Kevin Mannis, he purchased an old wine cabinet from the granddaughter of a recently deceased Holocaust survivor named Havela. I'm sure that's how you say it. And this woman who escaped Nazi-occupied Poland. Havela's parents, brother, sister, husband, 2 sons, and daughter were all killed. She, with the other survivors, fled to Spain and lived there until the end of the war. When Havela, who lived to be 103, immigrated to the United States, the wine cabinet was only one of the 3 items that she had brought with her. Right. As Mannis paid for the cabinet, Havela's granddaughter said, "Oh, I see you bought the DYBBUK box." Mannis wasn't familiar with the term, and the granddaughter told him that her grandmother always kept it shut and out of reach because there was a DYBBUK. And in Jewish folklore, it's an evil, restless spirit that possesses the living inside this box. The seller reportedly told Mannis that it was to be never opened, and if it was to be opened, bad things would happen. And guess what? He did not heed her warning.
Of course he didn't.
Of course not. Mannis, who was in his mid-30s at the time, took the box back to his shop with plans to restore it and give it to his mother for her birthday. After opening the cabinet, he found a series of strange objects. Inside were 2 U.S. wheat pennies dating back to 1925 and 1928, 2 locks of hair, a dried rosebud, and 4-legged candlestick, a golden wine cup, and a granite, 'granite, 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 ' The Shema, a prayer considered to be one of the most important in Judaism, was carved on the back of the cabinet. Right? So this is the story. That's where we're at. All right? So Jason Haxton, the new owner of this box, brung the box into Zach Bagans to discuss the horrors of this box and the paranormal instances and experiences surrounding this box. But also, he's hoping that Zach will be able to help him find answers or some kind of understanding about this box and its properties. And this was in Deadly Possession Season 1, Episode 1. So this is the first time in this episode, back in like 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18.
I think it was like
some
it
year.
wasn't too long ago.
No, it wasn't too long ago.
I want to say
in the recent 3 years. Maybe 4.
Yeah. Maybe 3 or 4. Yeah.
So anyways, this was the first time the Dybbuk box had been removed from the state of Missouri in over 12 years.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
So as of today, this Dybbuk box is no longer in Missouri. As we both know, Devin, as the campers will soon know, it's at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So before Zach Bagans became the new owner of this box, Jason Haxton was so scared and terrified of this box that he had buried it in a military-grade box on his 26 acres of land. And only he knew where it was buried, and it was super far away from where he actually lived.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So Jason Haxton states that when he touched the box for the first time, he was overcome with nausea, and he started beginning to puke a weird ectoplasm out of his mouth. Like ectoplasm, like curdly. Why are you making that face?
I'm not going to get into it right now, but you saying that reminded me of how I felt when we were there with it. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So he states that the pain he felt was as if someone took a knife and stabbed him in the gut and ripped it through him. He states that after he touched the box, or when he even came into like brief contact with it, at night he would wake up to having his eyes bleed. And he would also,
my God.
And he would also break out in hives. And at one point he experienced someone choking him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Wild. So,
and this is while the box was still in the house, right? Or after?
Yeah, this is when he owned it. This is when he first got it. And
it was in the house still.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So Kevin Manis, the original owner of this box, believes that this box may be contributing to his mother's death. However, the original owner who came into possession of this box was on accident. As we all know, he purchased it from a yard sale and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But how he thinks it killed his mom, right? Was of course on accident. He gave this gift. He purchased this box, restored it, and then gave it as a gift to his mom, to which he believes she passed away because she came into contact with it, and it all happened on her birthday. So Kevin's quoted saying, "I gave it to her. She opened it up, and I left the room. I came back, and I found her laying beside the box. The door to the box was open. Then I realized she was having a stroke, and I got on the phone with 911 and called 911 immediately. That day, she lost her speech and 80% of her eyesight. Again, a recurring theme to people who come into contact with this box is this, like having a stroke. I had no idea. She said when she opened the doors to the box that something blew through her that she could only describe as pure evil." So then Zach Bagans says, "Do you think the Dybbuk box can kill people?" And then Kevin says, "Zach, I can't empower that by saying yes."
Ooh. That's fucking scary. That's an answer on its own.
Oh yeah. There's you don't need to answer that one. So over the course of 2 years, Kevin owning the box, a number of mysterious events befell Kevin and those around him. His sister got creeped out by the cabinet because the doors kept opening on their own. His brother and sister-in-law complained of odd smells coming from the box, like cat urine and jasmine. Kevin and his siblings suffered from the same reoccurring nightmare of an old woman with sunken eyes. And most disturbingly, he says, the brother of a store employee died by suicide shortly after visiting the shop and knocking the cabinet off the shelf. And a couple years later, the worker himself also took his own life. Yeah.
See, it's like all weird little coincidences, but then when what really entices me to know that this is all legit is the dream portion that they're sharing together.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has this literally the same exact
dream.
fucking dream?
Exactly.
There's no explanation for that. Literally no explanation.
Exactly. There isn't. That's what's freaky. So Kevin at one point tried to give the box to his then girlfriend, but after keeping it for a time, she forced him to take it back. Then he began seeing what he later described as shadow things in his peripheral vision. Kevin goes on to talk about some deaths that have surrounded the box in the interview. He goes on to say that there was a gentleman who lived in the same house where Jason Haxton, the newish owner, lived. And Jason kept, when he bought the box off of Kevin, Jason kept it in his basement of his home before he ended up, putting it in a crate and then like burying it.
Yeah.
So Jason had a guy living with him in the house, just like renting out a room. And one day Jason comes home and finds the guy dead sitting in a chair directly over the box.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Ah.
Yeah. So Zach asked Kevin, right, if he would like to see the Dybbuk box again, considering it had been over 12 years since Kevin had last come into contact with it.
Oh my god.
Right? Because he sold it to Jason and Jason's the new owner, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin agreed, and Zach led him down to the infamous haunted basement at the museum to investigate the box.
They put it in the basement?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh my god, they put it in the fucking basement.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Zach Bagan's basement at his haunted museum is really haunted, like severely, and it's terrifying. I was not lucky enough to go, but Devon was, and it was a terrible experience.
Yeah, if you want to hear all about it, it was episode 7?
7, yeah, we talk about
podcast.
it.
Yeah. So if y'all want to hear my experience in that fucking basement,
oh yeah,
Jesus,
no, thank you. He said, what a perfect place to investigate.
I can't even. Oh my god. Anyways,
yeah. So Kevin brings a trigger object. The object belonged to a family that built the box. So what a trigger object is, you guys, is something that has significant meaning to the space and can incite a paranormal response. Meaning, if I go to a Civil War, the Civil War battleground, and I bring a Confederate flag, the Civil War ghost can be triggered by seeing that flag and incite a paranormal response experience, either it be an apparition, a noise, a sound, touch, EVP, etc. All right?
Yeah, it's stirring up almost like all the negative energy from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or just energy in general.
Yeah.
So Kevin and Zach are doing this in an attempt to get a reaction, out of the negative entity attached to this box, which being a Dybbuk. Zach waits in a nerve center where he can watch this and take place. And Kevin, as he does this, Kevin makes his way down into the basement. And for you guys that don't know what a nerve center is, basically just imagine like a room filled with computers and they can see all the cameras. It's like yeah. Something popped up on my screen. Okay, we're good.
What?
Nothing. No, things are popping up on my computer. It's just everything's being a little weird right now. I don't like it. So Kevin is now face to face with the Dybbuk box and places a trigger object on top of that box. Without hesitation, he opens the box. Yeah. Like, the minute he got down there, put the thing on the box, he said, oh, opened it up. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Suddenly,
after all this time-
the minute he does this, guess what happens?
I'm assuming something.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's exhibits directly above that, and all the lights start flickering.
Oh, that's right. I forgot what's directly above. I think it's the prisons. The prison one is right above it, and there's one more.
There's like a hallway too. They talk about like the Hellfire Club that's right there. They have like a few rooms.
Yes.
But anyways,
yeah.
when the minute he opens the box, all the lights start flickering upstairs.
What the fuck?
Yeah, wild. So, just then, Kevin walks over to one of the static cameras in the basement recording him and says, I don't know if you can hear me, but when you get a chance, if someone could come down, I think I should tell you something, and it might be important.
You left a vital information?
Right?
Like, what? Excuse me?
Exactly. So as Kevin walks back and forth, as far away from the box as he can get in the basement, a large stomp is heard right above him.
Oh my god.
Just then, Kevin starts reciting a strange poem about a shadow man tormenting people in their sleep.
Stop.
And Kevin has this weird, like, deep, like, guttural British accent as he's doing it.
Whoa, no.
Yeah, walking back and forth. So this is what it says. Light from the hallway creep into my room, along with the shadow man too, I assume. Never before had I seen such a form that could change the flame that licks in a storm. Light as a monkey creep in on his knees, and he perched on the edge of the bed, if you please. A new thresh where were to begin. I wait here in the darkness till you fall asleep, and I come to your dreams with the promise to keep. In the nighttime till morning I will torment your soul. I began to tremble, I covered my head, deep in my cloth peeled out with delight. I just about fell asleep when it started. It began when I felt something under my bed come out. As the stench of the shadow man breath filled the air, and the silence was broken 1 inch from my ear, as a shadow man whispered, "My boy, I'm right here."
I hate that.
Yeah. So Zach and the crew are like, what is this man saying? Is he trying to like summon a demon or some shit? It sounds pretty spooky. Like, what the fuck? So after the minute he stopped reciting this really weird spoken word poem, Zach and the crew could hear voices on the camera. Like whisperings, like talking.
Ew.
Yeah. And then Kevin starts to hum and whisper unintelligible words that sound like a different language. So Zach and the team were like, "Hey, Kevin, come back upstairs, boo." Like, what's going on? Because they're worried he might be possessed, but he seems totally okay. Like, he looks visibly shaken, but like his spoken demeanor seems okay. So Kevin goes on to say that he could see something trying to manifest in the corner of the basement where the furnace was, and like in a wispy apparition. Kevin also claims to not have heard any of the voices after he was done talking. And so Zach then takes both Jason and Kevin to a rabbi, Rabbi Wine, located at Young Israel Aish Synagogue. I think that's how you pronounce it. Because Zach feels that these two gentlemen have an unhealthy addiction to the Dybbuk box. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Especially after all that. Zach's like, yeah, let's go get you checked out. Zach also wants to meet with Rabbi Wine to see if he can answer any lingering questions about the box and its origins. So as the rabbi gives his explanation on what it could or could not be, which stems from a lot of Jewish faith, Kevin starts to have a coughing fit and begins heavily sweating. Like, middle of the interview, he just starts coughing a lot, and then like I just profusely sweating.
Oh my god, he's possessed. He's fucking possessed.
So after he finished, they went back to the box, and meaning after he finished like coughing and sweating, Zach was like, "You good?" He's like, "I'm good. I just need some water." And they're like, are you sure? I think you need like an exorcism. But that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. You don't have to do it. But may the power of Christ compel you.
Right.
Yeah. So they head back to the box to finish up the interview. And for these two men to be so terrified of this box, they were the ones that were standing the closest to the box. And Jason, the newish owner, even had his arm resting on top of the box. Again, for these two men to be so terrified, they're so like drawn to it.
Yeah, so they're brought back together, and they're already stirred up some shit.
Yeah, so over the past few years, Dybbuk fever hit an all-time high thanks to Zach Bagans. And in 2016, Haxton sold the box to Zach Bagans. They don't say how much, but I'm assuming it was a pretty coin.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So a few years ago, Zach Bagans opened the box on an episode of Ghost Adventures Quarantine. Right? Which we all know. So Ghost Adventures Quarantine, everybody, is basically as during pandemic just hit and no one could really go out and do anything. So Zach says, wow, I have this abundance of haunted items and cursed objects. Let's investigate it. So he and his team just closed down the museum for like a week and they investigated each room, all the objects. And one of the objects was, of course, a Dybbuk box because it is one of the most terrifying in his museum and in the world. So when he opens this box, supposedly Zach heard it say Kevin, referencing to the original owner, Kevin Mannis. And then he heard it say evil in a child's voice. Yeah. So the show captured on camera what Zach and his crew claimed was a figure that manifested inside the box. The highlight of the episode was security camera footage of Bagans and Post Malone touching the closed Dybbuk box prior to Zach Bagans opening it. Because remember, he tagged along, Post Malone. So they always say never touch the box. Don't open the box. You could die. Bad luck. Well, bad luck would then be soon transferred to Post Malone. In the ensuing months, his private plane was forced to make an emergency landing in the San Fernando Valley. Oh, wait, I read that wrong. His private plane was forced to take an emergency landing. His San Fernando Valley home was broken into.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. And he was involved in a car accident.
Yeah.
And although he didn't touch the box physically, I think Zach was touching the box and he was touching his shoulder.
He transferred it to him. Yeah. So on Ghost Adventures Quarantine, Kevin Mannis told another part of his ongoing ghost story. He had given Zach Bagans a second, smaller Dybbuk box. And on the show, Kevin Mannis said there were a total of 10 boxes that were hidden around the globe. Kevin Mannis explained that Havela, along with a few other Jewish women, including someone named Sophie, summoned an evil spirit to help the Jews fight against the Nazis during the Holocaust, but they couldn't control it. That same spirit, Havela believed, caused some of the 20th century's greatest disasters, including the Korean War. Knowing what they had done wrong, Havela eventually captured the Dybbuk and separated it into 10 Dybbuk boxes. If those boxes are ever brought together, evil will be unleashed, the likes of which the world had never seen. Zach Bagans now has 2 of them, while Kevin Mannis has 6 of them. The last 2, Kevin Mannis claims, are yet to be found. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I forgot. Well, I probably just forgot that he had that many.
Yeah, so Zach, I remember the episode because Zach talks about it. And he brings out, it's like a little tiny box. And he's like, well, let's open this thing. Because, Zach is like, let's see what happens. I could die or I could not. Only one way to find out. I'm like, Zach.
That's for research.
Zach, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Thank God you don't have all 10. So here's some fun facts about the Dybbuk box. In 2012, the Dybbuk box was made into a movie called The Possession, produced by filmmaker Sam Raimi, which really popular filmmaker.
And they kept it pretty close snitched to the story, too.
Yeah, they kept it pretty close, especially with the Jewish faith.
Yes.
So both Mannis and Haxton were production consultants on the film. Makes sense because they own the box. In an Entertainment Weekly article published around the time of the movie's release, another director, Ol Bornedal, claims that really weird things happened during production. He describes standing underneath an unlit neon light that randomly exploded, and says that 5 days after shooting wrapped, all the props from the film were destroyed in a mysterious fire.
Yep. I think I remember hearing about that.
And that's all the research I have on the Dybbuk box, but we're going to talk about our own personal experiences because Devon and I have both visited this thing.
Yes.
And you can go first.
Ooh, okay. So, back to the good old museum.
Yeah, that's the museum.
So yeah, it was both of our first times going, you know. We've talked about this a little bit before, right? In our other episode.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the hardest rooms to go into. Just because they did it's a museum, so it's not like they just place the objects in there and it's like, this is the thing. They theme it to what the objects are, to one, immerse yourself into it, but also kind of, how do you explain it? It kind of, I don't know.
They make the room
Immersive,
creepy. It's just one object, right? That's in the middle of it. And they of course add lights and music and stuff to make it a whole lot creepier. And they did that with all the rooms there. But anyways.
Yeah. So in the room it was like darkly lit, like super dark. And it was very enclosed. It was high. I remember feeling, I don't know if this was on purpose or not, I remember feeling hot and nasty and very enclosed, so I felt like shit, but I knew it wasn't just because of the room. I knew it was because of what was standing right in front of us. But there was a lot of, I think there was Jewish scripture on the wall, as well, and they had music playing, almost like chanting, in a sense. And Zach and I are standing there together in the room, and you can feel the heaviness of whatever this object had in it. And it was encased in glass and then surrounded with salt. Yeah. For protection and make sure obviously no one's touching it, whatnot. No one, you could get close to it, but they advise not to even touch the glass.
Yeah.
And then, they told us the background, like what Zach just told us right now, the story of it and whatnot. And I remember standing with Zach, and I looked to Zach, and he's fucking gone. Zach's gone. And I was like, what the fuck? And I just see him gone, as in, like, he's just so immersed and, like, hardcore staring at the box. And at one point, he turns to me, and he's like, I want to touch this box. Yeah. And I was like, no, you are not touching the box. No, I was like, no. And I just started feeling super sick at that point. Like the nausea, everything. Like the whole time I was feeling it here and there in some rooms stronger than others. But in that room, I felt it probably one of the more stronger times. Because in the fucking demon house room, I felt worse. But this one was pretty bad. Yeah, that one was scary. And I just remember, like, Zach, like, no, you are not touching this fucking box. But we both ended up getting pretty close to it, and we saw that the salt had been moved. Like, something had pushed the salt. And I think the salt was rimmed in the inside of the glass. So the only way it could be touched is someone lifted it right and touched the salt. But the way it had been moved in that little circle, it wasn't completely broken, which was weird. It almost looked like something had just pushed it, like was trying to come out of it. But yeah, just being in that room itself and just remembering the feeling, you felt horrible. Like, you could tell there was something fucking absolutely wrong. And I think what they had, like, replicas or other ones they had, and they had those doors open. They had little trinkets inside them and stuff. Mm-hmm.
I think it's replicas of showing what the inside of it actually looks like. Like, the stuff that was in it.
Yeah.
I remember, it's been a while, because we did that, 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm. About 4 years ago now, I think, right? 2019? It was 2019 because it was before the pandemic.
Yeah.
1922.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago. Whatever. The second time I had gone, this is the funny thing about the second time. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I think because I was more immersed and like I could feel what was going on with Zach. That's how I remember it even more so, like with you. The second time, I think I was just kind of going through it again. But yeah, like I really don't remember it, which is actually kind of weird now that I think about it. I can only remember it with you.
That's weird.
I don't remember going into the room. I don't remember anything.
That's weird.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dybbuk, watch your memory.
It might have. Shit. And two, I want to add this because I just thought of this right now too. What? Because you didn't mention this earlier.
No.
What if your computer being wiped was part of this bad luck?
I fucking hate you. No, I hope not. Okay, so if you guys don't know, my computer today, it updated by itself randomly in the middle of me working. And I let it finish updating. And when my computer finished, it wiped my computer clean. Luckily, thank God I had a quarter of what I needed was online. So I was able to access those files still, but a lot of it was wiped out. Thank God my Dybbuk story wasn't wiped. But it's just been weird. Every time we do something that has like a lot of power and negative energy, that weird stuff happens. Either technical issues, like we already had a technical issue with this podcast. Zoom stopped recording. That was weird. And then two, stuff keeps popping up on my computer. Yeah, I don't know. I hope not.
I'm gonna say it might be just from like, not this specifically, but just everything that you did research for.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. That's true. My mom always warns me if she's like, you keep talking about that stuff, you're gonna bring it to you. I'm like, well, I mean, how else am I supposed to do this podcast?
yeah, it is what it is.
But I like my experience with the Dybbuk box was, I remember being really excited to see it and also kind of terrified because I've only seen it on TV. And like seen the movie, and I was like, ooh, let's see this box. And it's really big. Like it's a big box.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty big.
It's supposed to hold like wine and stuff. It's like an old wine cabinet. There's like grapes that are on the outside of it. 2 doors. And it was upstairs. I remember we were waiting in line to go in because I think we just finished seeing the decapitated witch head, if I remember correctly. It was before or after that?
I think it was before. After we saw the head.
Yeah, so they lined us up. They let us go in. Let us go in. And we were going in. Of course, me being an artist, being like, "Oh wow, the production value is so nice in here."
Yeah.
And then seeing the box, and they have it like there's like a light above it, so it's like boom, like highlights the first thing you see. Yeah, I just remember it being really heavy. I remember you were scared the entire time. You were scared doing that tour. I couldn't tell if you were more scared than others, but you're terrified. And then we walked around. I remember I walked around a couple times. I kept circling the box because I was like, I don't know, I was like drawn to it. It was that thing where it's like this big red button that says "Don't touch me," and I want to touch it so bad. And I did end up touching it. I touched the glass corner of it as I walked by. Did anything crazy happen to me? No. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But it was a very dense feeling. It was like you were walking through super thick fog. And like you're in an airplane and you feel all that pressure on you when you're like ascending. Yeah, it was freaky. But I kept wanting to like touch the box. That's like the weirdest thing. It's like that's all that I kept thinking is I want to touch the box. And Devon's like, "Oh hell no, you ain't touching no box. I am not getting in the car with you. I am nope. And we're driving back to California. You walking." It's like,
yep, that's totally what I said. I'm just kidding. That's yeah, okay. But
yeah, no, it was intense. And And there's been cases where people go into that room and pass out or get really bad luck, or they get in a serious car accident while like leaving. So, yeah, it's a box I don't think anybody should be messing with. Zach Bagans is crazy, you know. We both know that he'll do anything to get answers and to get research, regardless if it kills him or not. I mean, it fucked up his vision in Demon House because he got real close to it. Not the Dybbuk box, but just evil itself. Yeah. So it's scary. Yeah,
it's definitely one that like, knowing if I want to go back, that it makes me nervous. It does make me nervous.
Yeah,
just feeling that presence around you just does not. You know, something is seriously wrong.
Yeah, I'm not so much. I'm not personally scared of the box. I'm cautious around it because I know what it could do and know what it can do. I mean, there are other things in that museum I'm terrified of, but that, like the box itself, I'm like, okay, I know what you can do.
Yeah,
great. You can be a box over there, and I'm not touching you, no matter how much my inner monologue says, touch it, touch it. Touch it. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, that was the episode.
Lord Jesus.
And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys are enjoying this curse object series that we are doing for you guys. Because it's one thing to investigate or research a haunted place or a paranormal experience, but objects that you can like see, hold, and feel and experience things that are attached to it is something else. Because like with the Dybbuk box, it could kill you. So, yeah.
And a lot of these we have seen in person because of this good old museum. So
yeah,
we know, we kind of have, in a sense, a firsthand experience with them, at least when it comes to how they potentially feel. Because it's not like we're all going up to them and fucking giving them a huge hug, right? You know.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, campers. Yeah, that wraps our episode, and I hope you're just as spooked as we are, and I hope nothing else happens.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Yikes. Yeah, campers. So with that being said, thank you for coming with us around the campfire again. We've missed you incredibly, and we're glad to be back. And we have more cases for you coming up, and we have more bonus content coming for you guys over on our YouTube channel. And also, we're gonna be getting a new logo soon for the podcast. That's gonna be really cool. Shout out to my friend Hannah. She's going to be the one doing it for us. Yes, thank you, Hannah. And I see her in October, so I'm excited. Yay. But before we go, like we always do, we leave you with a joke.
Yes.
So let me go find a joke, and we're going to play Jewish music. Right? That makes sense.
Sure. Why?
Sure. I don't know what kind of Jewish music is out there. I don't listen to Jewish music, but I'm assuming it's a bop.
Oh, find some bar mitzvah music or something.
Bar mitzvah. Bar mitzvah. And we're back. We hoped you enjoyed our bar mitzvah. Shalom. I don't know anything about the Jewish faith, to be honest. I hate to be more self-educated. So our one joke, because it's the only one you'll need. God. We're gonna do a wine joke.
Okay.
This one is: what kind of wine does a horse drink?
What kind of wine does a horse drink? I don't know. What?
A Chardonnay.
Stop.
I told you, it's so bad.
So stupid.
A Chardonnay.
I can't. can't.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yep, that was it. That was
Yeah,
it.
that was it, right? Told you, you just needed the one. All right, campers. Thank you for listening to our terrifying podcast. We hope you keep coming back for more. Please follow us on Instagram at
Camp Insomnia _ a podcast.
And you can find all of our links in our
link tree. That'll take you, like you said, to all the linky links where we are on everything. So yeah, no excuses.
Exactly. You can find that in our bio. But other than that, you could also follow us on Instagram. We'll put our tag handles also in the description of this episode to keep up with our personal daily lives. Thank you guys for listening. And good luck trying to sleep tonight. Jeez.
Yeah. Good luck trying to sleep tonight, and be nice to the box, please. Be nice.
Yeah, be nice to the box.
I don't want anything happening to y'all. So be nice about the box.
Yes, be nice about the box. Shalom. Thank you guys and have a great night.
Oh my god. Bye.
Bye. Bar mitzvah. Shalom, shalom. Bar mitzvah. What's another one? What's that dessert they eat? Baklava.
What?
Is that Jewish? No, wait, no, that's Greek. No, it's Greek.
Latkes, homie. Latkes.